I'm going to go through with another little sweater tutorial of how to crochet one for your Chihuahua. You need the measurements around his neck, from the neck to where the arms are, the distance between the arms, the distance around from the shoulders to one arm to the other arm, the distance from the shoulders down to where the privates are, and from the neck down to the back. That way, Scotty, put you down right now. He doesn't need a sweater, or he's in the house. We only wear the sweaters when we're outside. That way, you won't have to keep doing fittings with your dogs. Now, I've made lots of these if you looked at the other videos, so I know basically his neck measurements, the arm measurements, the sleeve measurements. So, and I've talked about that with you before, so we're not going to go through all that again. But you need I use an ergonomic because I have arthritis in my hands. This is a comfortable crochet hook for me. You need a little fabric glue, especially if you're doing a lot of color change with the yarns, or those little knots are going to come undone, and a pair of scissors and you're good to go. Even if you've never crocheted before, I'm going to show you how. So we're going to start off by choosing our color palette, which I've done here. Most of this is Red Heart yarn, which is just inexpensive from Walmart. You can use any yarn that you want to. I usually don't use wool because it makes the Chihuahuas itch. And what else do I need to say to begin with? I guess I should tell little dogs to behave themselves back there. All right. The difference between, I know. The difference between this sweater and this sweater, this one was double thick, because this is more of his, like, it's down in the 30s now, so when he goes outside, he needs his thicker sweater on. This is a lightweight. Crochet is just a single yarn. As you can see with crochet, you have a little gap. You can see my hand through it. So this is a lightweight sweater for what it's like in the 50s and the 40s. He's good with this. And he's a little man. He goes right out to the tree in the backyard, does his little business, comes right back in. So he's only outside for 2 or 3 minutes because people are like, oh, he needs a jacket and boots. I live in Virginia Beach. It's not really that cold. Sometimes when it's in 30, it doesn't really feel like you're 30 where you've got snow. So he's good for his little 4 minutes to run out back and come back in with just a sweater on. All right, let's start off. We're going to start off with, got to get the end of my yarn here. Okay. Try to use what comes from the middle of the yarn instead of what's wrapped around the outside. To cast on, you're going to wrap around your 2 fingers, pull it behind, it's in the middle. This is the part here, so it kind of looks like a do not cross sign or do not do sign. You can put your hook in so it's caught in that and pull that through. There are better how to cast on, how to do a single hook, crochet, double crochet. I don't do patterns because I don't really read crochet. I don't know how to write the pattern. I just kind of tell you how to go through. So I've got it, I've cast on, and my dog's neck is going to be 40, so we're going to do a single crochet chain. We're going to wrap around the hook. I'm going to pull it over. That's 1. Wrap around, pull it over. That's 2. What is it? There's a funny thing, it says, strangle them, stab them, pull it through kind of stuff, whatever. So you're going to wrap it around, pull it through, and you're going to do 40 of these, and then I'll show you how to close it off. I'm going to pause so we can keep the video not being so long. I'm going to let you go to 40, and then I'm going to show you how to close it off. Okay, so I've chained my 40. So you're going to make sure it's tight on your hook. Come down here, straighten it out so it won't be all twisted. Get to the last of it. You're going to put your hook into the last stitch that was actually your first stitch that you did. Put your hook in that. You're going to take the behind, around the hook, and you're going to pull both of those off your hook. 1, 2, off. So now we've made a circle. This is going to be the neck. This is going to be the neck. Okay? Now you're going to start off, make sure you're using the yarn that's attached, not this that you're cut off the beginning. Make sure you're using the yarn that's attached to the skein, that yarn. And we're going to wrap it around. We're going to go in the first little, can you see the first little hole right there with your hook? Then we're going to wrap around the hook, pull off that. Then we're going to wrap around the hook, pull off 2. Wrap around the hook, pull off the other 2. And I believe technically they call that a double crochet. My yarn's tied up here. Okay, so that's 1. We're going to go all these little holes, which were the little chains that you did. We're going to go all the way around. We're going to do a double crochet in each one of those. Going to wrap it around. We're going to go into the next little hole. Grab the yarn, pull it through. Wrap around, pull off 2. Wrap around, pull off 2 more. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay, we're going to close this off just like we did our original. We're going to go into, make sure this is not twisted. Make sure that you've got bottom here, because this was going to be, I'm working, you know, from the bottom, from the top, I work it upside down. Start at the top, work the way to the bottom. So this is the bottom of the neck. So this is the neck, which is going to be going to the shoulder next. Head bone's connected to the neck bone. Anyway, you're going to go to the last stitch of that one, which was the first stitch of the row. Put your hook through, pull the yarn through both, and now you've made a circle again. So you've got the beginning of your neck for your Chihuahua sweater. I'm going to change colors right now because the whole thing doesn't need to be black. Let's get some pretty colors in here, because as you can tell, I like colorful sweaters on the dog. He likes the colorful ones too. So what we're going to do, because we're going to go back, we're going to keep about 3 inches, and we're going to cut the yarn. We're going to take a hook and we're going to pull it on through. Okay, I'm going to show you how we're going to deal with those loose ends. This is the outside, this is the inside of the sweater. We're going to go and pull it through, so we're on the inside. We're going to take the bottom, which was the first tie on. We're going to pull that one down, go into a little stitch down here and pull it down a little bit so we can tie it together. We're going to take both ends. It's just like tying your shoes. Just going to tie a knot. Make sure you're on the inside, because you want all your little glued pieces on the inside of your sweater tied tight. 1, 2, 3 knots. And there's my little fabric glue we talked about. I'm not supporting brands. I don't know if I'm supposed to hide brand names and put duct tape over it. This is just what I have. Any brand will do. I've got other brands too, so okay. Find where your little knot is. Kind of hard to see on the black. You put your little glue right there in the middle of your knot. And then you're going to cut your loose ends off down close to the knot. Okay? Close back up your glue, because it does have a little bit of smell to it. Miss Martha doesn't huff glue. Let's close that up. Okay. So now we've got our sweater started here. Well, my little 4-pound Chihuahua. You should be at this point if you're going along with Miss Martha. We're going to start with our next color. I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to show you that if I was using double colors, if I was doing a double thick, could do the same thing, but you got two different colors together. So you're going to take your hook, make sure this is the top of the sweater, so we're working, like I said, work up this way. Go where you just had your glue at, on the end of your sweater. There it is. You're going to take your hook. You're going to go through the top little stitch here. So you've got your hook in here ready to go. Lay that down for a minute. And you're going to do the same knot that you did when you were first casting on, around the two fingers behind it. So you've got it ready to come through. You're going to pick it up with your hook and tie it down tight. And pull it up tight to the hook. There we go. And then pull it through your stitch. So now I'm ready to start doing my crochet around, just like we just did before with the double stitch. I'm going to wrap around my hook. I'm going to go in the next little hole right there. I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to pull off 2. Well, actually it's 4 pieces because I'm using double color. Then I'm going to wrap around and we're going to pull off 4. Okay. I'm just showing you how the logistics of making the sweater. You can look at other tutorials because they're going to call it different ways, and I use more fingers because I've got arthritis in my hand, so maybe they just with their little hook when I have to use my fingers to help me along. So we're going to wrap around. We're going to go in the next little hole, grab the yarn, pull it through, wrap around, pull off 2 of the stitches, then wrap around, pull off 2 of the stitches. We're going to go all the way around the sweater like that. Because we're not down at the neck hole yet. When I get around to, where's the sweater? When I get around where I'm going to be putting in the armholes, we'll be doing a little something different there. We'll be making almost like 2 little neck holes for the armholes. But we're going to continue with that. I'm just going to do maybe one time around with this, and then we're going to change colors again. So we're going to go all the way around with double stitches, and we'll pick back up. Okay, I'm all the way around. I'm at the end, so I'm going to take the yarn. We're going to go through the last stitch, which was your first stitch with this color. Pull it through, then we're going to cut it off right here. We're going to pull it all the way through. We're going to pull it down into get some yarn on the inside of the neck. Any little stitch will do, and just pull it down through that so you don't have it right at the edge where you're tying it off. So got the other little ends, let's pull those to the inside. that. And we're just going to tie a knot like you're tying a shoe. Arthritis, old age. 1, 2. I don't have to do 3 when I've got double yarn, or it'll be too big of a knot. We'll put my little dab of glue right there on it. In the middle of the knot so it won't come undone. And then we'll clip off the loose ends down as close as we can get to the knot. Okay. Is it starting to look like a sweater now? A little bit? You should be at this point. You can rewind and see what Miss Martha did and fast forward, rewind, fast forward, rewind so you can keep up. The whole point is I want you to, everybody appreciates the sweater, and it makes me feel happy that you enjoy the work. My dogs love the sweaters, especially on cold days. They stand in line for me to put it on them. And I just want people to be able to make the sweaters. If I didn't have arthritis and I was 20 years younger, I'd make them and sell them on Etsy for you people. Or I'd make them and give them to you. Because I got so much yarn and I got free time. But I just don't have the time and the patience to sit here and crochet for other than the 5 dogs that I have. I have different size dogs. I've got the larger dogs. They need the larger sweaters. The bigger dogs need the bigger sweaters. Because like I said, you go measure your dog. You don't have to have a little 4-pounder like mine. You can still do the same process. It's just going to be longer for you. I can finish one for the little dog. This size sweater, about 90 minutes is what it takes for me to make it from start to finish if I don't have any interruptions. We're going to go back now, do our next color. I'm going to go back to black again with my yarn just because that's what I feel like doing. That's why I don't want to make sweaters for other people, because they'll tell me what colors to use. I want to do my own thing. So we're going to go back in. Find where you were. We had the little glue ends on the inside of the sweater. Go back in with your hook through the top row right there. And then get your yarn ready. Wrap around your fingers. Come around behind and under. Pick that up. Pull both ends down tight and then pull them tight up to the hook. Look like this. You're going to pull your hook through. Okay, we're starting all over again. Make sure it's the yarn that's attached to the, I have made that rookie mistake and tried to use the little short end before, so you just got to pull that back out. That's what's fun about crochet. You make a mistake, you just pull it out. Going to wrap around. Going to go in the next stitch. Pull the yarn through, wrap around, take off 2, wrap around, take off 2. We're going to go all the way around. I haven't had to add any stitches because if you look at my little dog, he's basically the same straight line down there because he's just a little fella. I could make the neck tighter, because his neck is smaller than the shoulders, like on these, that you can obviously tell the neck is smaller than the shoulder area. However, you got to keep in mind with Chihuahuas, their ears are very sensitive. It's got to be big enough to get over his ears, the neck. So it doesn't matter if it's a little big on his little neck like that. It's still keeping the cold air out. So we're going to continue all the way around like we've been doing, and we'll pick back up. Okay, I went ahead and cut the little ends off because I've already showed you how to do that. We're going to save time on the video. So you should be looking like this right about now. I'm not going to wake my dog up to try it on him to see how it's fitting. If it gets over his head, and if I need to add any, and if I measured right, because I know I've got plenty of sweaters to already go by, so I know it's going to fit mine. But this is probably the point where you should try it on your dog to make sure it fits. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now. We're going to start, and we're going to pick out our next color. Goes a lot faster if you don't change colors, but it's prettier when you do change colors. This is going to be my next color. I'll use this little Christmas here. Do like we've been doing. You've got to find your, where was all your glue stuff at? Oop, dog hair everywhere. Chihuahua glitter. Going to go in that stitch. Wrap around. Pull it through. The middle strand right there, tighten it up, pull both strands, tighten it up. So you've got your cast on, going to wrap around, go in the next stitch, pull off 2, pull off 2, wrap around, go in the next stitch. Okay, we're going to do this all the way around. I don't have to add a stitch, but let's just assume that your dog's measurements as you're getting down, we're getting close to where it's going to almost, where it's going to be time to put it in with my dog's measurements to do the arms. So I don't have to add a stitch, but if your dog was a little bit bigger in his shoulders than he is, you would just go back in the same hole and you just add another little stitch in there to make it take up more, give him more leeway. Okay. Of course, I don't need to do that, so I'm going to pull that back out because I don't need to add a stitch right now. My dog's not bigger. He's a itty bitty little buddy. So we're going to go all the way around and we'll pick back up. Okay, now this is an important part, so pay attention. I didn't cut this one off on this ring here because I'm going to go ahead. I'm almost at time to put in the armholes. If I wanted to add more neck, I could always go back in here and I could add the neck longer, but I want to be able to move along with the sweater so you can see. When you did your measurements, you wrapped around, you measured between the dog's, where his two arms are, and then you measured around behind the arms, the distance. So when this is a circle, consider that your measurements that you've laid them together. Let's say you've got 3 inches here and you've got 10 inches back there. So you want to space your sweater out so that, here's his head up here, here's where be one arm, here's the other arm. So you know I'm going to rotate. I'm not necessarily my end going to be in the middle anymore because I'm going to use it where my armhole is going to be. I know none of these words make sense, so if you have somebody that knows how to crochet, just look and follow along with Miss Martha. You can even tune up when I'm talking and just follow along. I know his armhole is going to go over here about 1, 2, 3 stitches in, and then on this side the other armhole go 1, 2, 3 stitches in, as you can see on the sweater here. He's got little broad shoulders, so the arms are almost at the edge of where the sweater's flat and stretch it out. So this is going to be my armhole right here, and I know that I need 22 chained on to make the armhole. So I'm still attached with the yarn that just went around. I didn't cut that off. I'm going to chain 22. 1, 2. We'll pick back up when I chain the 22. Okay, so I have my 22. Now we're going to go back down in here, the same stitch that we started with, and we're going to go in and we're going to grab the yarn and pull it through. So we're going to close this off and bring those two off. So it's like I have a little bunny ear made. Now we're going to space over. If according to my calculations, it's like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go in 10 holes all the way over to here to where the next armhole will be. So we're going to do like we did, like we were just going around anyway with the stitch. Go in the next hole, pull through, pull off 2, pull off 2. Wrap around, go in the next hole, pull off 2, pull off 2. So that's 1, 2. This will be 3, 4, 5. I'm left-handed, so my hand's in the way of the camera. I should put the camera up on the other side, shouldn't I? 6, 7. Ooh, I need a Diet Coke break. 8, 9, 10. That should be about right. Let me space out and see. Okay. Now, you're already 2 spaces up from here, so I'm only going to do 20. I don't have to do 22. I did 22 on the other side. Did I tell you 20? I meant 22. I did 22 over there, and it'll be 22 over here. So I already have 2. 1, 2. I got to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is the hardest part. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Not the little crocheting like this. I meant getting your armholes in the right spot. So you're going to do it like we did before. We're going to go in where it's the last here, right here at the top row. Go in, pull in our yarn, grab it, pull it through, wrap around, pull off those 2. So we've made 2 armholes, if you can see right now. I'm going to go ahead and give me a little gap then. I'll take my hook out the way so I can show you. Let me show you. Got the 2 armholes. Okay, so now it's basically we're going to crochet between, and then we'll crochet around the back side. So I'm going to change yarn right now, though. I'm going to pick back up with the red, white, and blue at some other point in time, but I've already used that. I want to go to the next color. So got to get back in here, cut it off like we've been doing before. Cut it off, pull it through, Then I'm just going to pull it through to the back side. And I don't line up with another piece of yarn to tie it off to, do we? But it's 4-ply yarn. So I'm going to take it at the end here and I'm going to split 2 in one hand, 2 in the other. And just pull it around like that. So now I have 2 that I can tie a knot. And I'll take one, I'll go down here and pick any stitch that I want, somewhere down, not right there at the edge. Put the hook through, grab one of the sections of 2, pull that through, and I'm going to tie my knot. 1, 2, 3. Get my little glue out. Put it right there at the knot, and then cut it off, and repeat the same with the other end of the yarn. Be right back. Okay, imagine this is my little chihuahua. I'm not going to wake, he's napping. I'm not going to wake him up, try him on us so you would see. One armhole, the other armhole. See, like we got here. One armhole, the other armhole. Right now, I'm going to work in the area. I'm just going to keep doing from side to side. I'm going to cast on here, and we're going to go over about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 rows. Well, they're double stitches, so 4 rows. Let's pick a different color yarn. This is too close. Let's put in. What do I want to put? What do I want to put? I'm going to use my pink. They're boys, but boys like pink. Miss Martha likes pink, so. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to start. I'm going to swear like this. I'm going to come in here. The inside stitch of the armhole. I'm going to count up 1, 2 little spaces and put my hook in like that. Hold that there, so be ready. Got to cast on again. Pull that through, tighten that down. I'm going to pull it through that area, so now my yarn is attached to the sweater. I'm going to wrap around. I'm going to go in the first little hole here. Pull it through, pull off 2, pull off 2. So I'm going to do double crochets all the way over till I meet this one. Then I'm going to go up 1 stitch, and then we'll go backwards. I'm going to be zigzagging back and forth. Every time I go up, I'll show you once I get over to the other side. I won't pause it here, so just hang in there. I know the video is long, but you can fast forward. And don't dislike me on YouTube just because you're like, oh, there's another dog sweater. I'm just trying to be helpful here. I'm not trying to get likes and subscribes and stuff like that. I do my videos because my father passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack when I was only 13 years of age. And I only had like 5 pictures of him. I wish he was my best friend. I wish I had known to take more pictures of him. And that's before people had cell phones and were taking pictures of everything. So my little videos, I do them for one person. I do them for my son. So he'll always have me. He can look back at him if something ever happens to his mommy, which, you know, I try to be healthy. So I plan to live forever. But if not, he's got me. Okay. All right, so I've made it over here to the next sleeve hole, armhole. We're going to go up 2 little stitches so we'll match the other side. Reach through, grab your yarn, pull it through. So I finished off that row. But to get back, we got to go up 2 stitches because remember, a double stitch looks like two stitches. So count up 2, go in, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now we're walking back the opposite way. Wrap around, go in the first hole, pull it through, do 2. I hope that makes sense to you. Just rewind it and watch it again if it didn't, because we're going to pick up when I get all the way through to the belly side, and then I'm going to show you how to get over to the back side. Okay, I've done my 1, 2, 3. I've done my 4 rows, so we're going to cut off our yarn here. Oops, get off there. Pull it through tight. Now you should be over the same side that you had your other end where you started, because 4 is an even number. It should be back there. So we're going to take our yarn and work it. We're going to go through the lower spot on the sweater, pull the yarn down, keep pulling it down until I get it down to where I'm going to meet up that I can tie a knot off with the other end of the color. 1 more. Should be close. Take this one, pull this one over. And we'll tie a knot like we've been doing. My hands are tired. I might have to take a break. Go take a Tylenol. Dab of glue. it off. I do hope that you'll try to make sweaters for your little babies. I'd be real happy if I find somebody that has learned how to make them and they're making them a little side gig, some money on a little Etsy shop. I'll be proud of you. I didn't patent it. It's not a patent pattern. It's just say Miss Martha taught me how. Well, it'd make me happy. All right, so we've done the belly. Now we got to do around the back side of the sweater. So we're going to come over here. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to work this way. You may be working the opposite direction if you're right-handed. We're going to count up 2 on our chain. 1, 2. Put our hook in so we're ready to go. Cast on with our color yarn. I'm not changing my color yarn yet. I'll do pink on the back side so to match the belly, the little stripes around the sweater. I'll do my armholes a different color later. Pull it through. Do like you've been doing all along. Wrap around. Go in the hole. Pull it through. Take off 2. Take off 2. Go all the way around. And do just like you did with the belly. When you get to the other side, then you go count up 2. Go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till you get up here to the top. Till you've done your 4 rows. And then I'll show you how to close it off. And then that's the easy sailing from that point. It's just like going around from the neck, getting around to the end of the sweater. So we'll pick back up in a few seconds. Oh, no, what did Miss Martha tell you before? That if your dog was a little bit bigger in his shoulders than he is in his neck, you would just go back in one of the same holes that you're going in, and you would do a second stitch in it, like we just did one in that one. You go back in the same hole and do another stitch, and that's going to add a little bit of dimension to the circumference. And maybe after you've done 4 more stitches, you'll do that again, because this is your trial and error, your first sweater with your dog. You're going to have to try it on him and see if it's fitting him until you get the hang of the right measurements for your dog. So I'm on row 2. We're just going to keep going until I do 4 rows. Be right back. I'm proud of you. I know you've made it this far. Let's show you what. I hope yours is looking like mine. Okay, here's your neck. You look 12. The head would be up here. Here's his armholes. So I said we did the 4 in the front, we did the 4 in the back. But you see we've got a little space of arm left. So what we're going to do is we're going to crochet around. So I didn't cut off the yarn. I did my 4 rows in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 to match the 4 in the front. So the stripe adds up on the sweater. And we're going to do the armholes later. I'll show you that. But we're going to go across. So we go all the way around the sweater. We're going to wrap around. We're going to count over 2 stitches. We're going to do a stitch. Pull through. Pull off 2. Pull off 2. We're going to wrap around. We're going to skip another 2 stitches. Go in. Pull off 2. Pull off 2. Wrap around. Skip another 2 stitches. Sometimes I did my little stitches too tight. I can't get my hook in. Here we go. Pull off 2, pull off 2, wrap around. We should be at the end of the row. Go into the base of the sweater. Wrap around, pull off 2, pull off 2. So we've closed off around the arm there. We're just going to keep going across the belly. So we get to the other armhole. We're going to do the same over there. Just a minute. Sometimes it's quicker for me just to keep going than to pause it. You can fast forward through this. I apologize that it's long, but like I said, it takes me 90 minutes to make the sweater, and I'm an old hat at it. So it might take you a little longer, but that's the whole joy of a video. You can just rewind it. Go over 2, put your hook in. Get in that stitch. Get in there. Pull it through. Take off 2. Take off 2. Wrap around, skip 2, because we're finishing up the armholes here. Around, off 2. You should be closed off at the back right here. Oops, hook came out, that happens. Okay, so we're at the back of the sweater. We're going to go around, finish off our row. Just single this time, single. So we're just not going to wrap around. We're just going to go in the hole, pull it through, pull off the 2. Go in the next hole, pull it through, go off the 2. This is just single because I just want to get over to the other side. And at this point in time, when we start when we're at our change our next color, we're going to be doing singles in the front and doubles in the back because I have boy dogs. See how I'm shorter in the front and I'm longer in the back, like a mullet? Because we don't want him to wee-wee on his little sweater when he goes to the bathroom. Same thing with little girls, but with boys. You know, they're always cocking their little leg and doing their business out there. You store-bought sweaters are, if it's just a straight line across, you're going to have that problem with them. Just telling you. Just saying. All the way around. See how peaceful it is crocheting? You just get lost in your thoughts and you don't have your worries about doctor's appointments coming up or bills to be paid or whatever's on your mind. Things you have to do, troublesome thoughts. It just clears your little head because it's basically counting. You're just counting. Right now, if you know me, my oldest dog, my senior dog's got diabetes, so I'm kind of worried with him over that, so it keeps my brain from being upset about that. So I got to the end of the row, gonna cut off through this pink. We're gonna work our way down into the sweater. Grab a little stitch here, pull it in, pull it down. So I have to go meet up with the other yarn that's down here at the bottom. I can pull that one up too as well. Oops, it split on me. You're like, well, I can't see around your hands, Miss Martha. You're not showing me what you're doing. I've already told you what I'm doing. You've seen me do it before. I'm tying a knot. I'm just tying a knot. Gonna dab my glue. I'll show you how cute it looks. It's almost looking like a real sweater now. I could try it on him, but he's keeping. Now you don't want to try it on him where you just put a dab of glue in there. You don't want to glue your drawer's eyes shut. Or glue his little ear back. You gotta make sure your glue's dry before you try the sweater on your dog. Okay. I'll show you what we got going here. You see? So this is where my little armholes are going to be on the sweater. That's the back. Looking pretty, isn't it? So we've caught up. Let's show you our finished sweater. So we got half a sweater done here. I'm going to go ahead and do the harder part because the base of the sweater is just single front and then doubles all the way around. Single in the front, doubles all the way around. So you end up with a mullet shape. I'm going to show you the armholes though, in case my video runs long or in case my husband comes in from work, wants lunch, and I gotta cut the video off, whatever. Let's see, what do we want to do the armholes? What color do we want to use here? Let's use this one. That looks pretty, right? I think so. So just like with any part of it, you're gonna go in one of the stitches here and have your hook ready. Latch around like we've been doing. Pull it on tight. Go into the next one, pull it through. Go to the next stitch. Pull your yarn through. Pull off two. We're just doing single around the first time. All the way around. And then I'll do a row of doubles all the way around. And then I'll do my glue, cut the yarn, move to the next armhole. Singles all the way around. These are kind of tight stitches here, so it's kind of hard to do with my arthritis hand. You're just going in the next stitch, getting the yarn, pulling it through, pulling off. You're just doing singles all the way around. Going to the next stitch. Going into the next stitch. Okay. Going to the next stitch. So we'll do a row of singles all the way around and then a row of double. I'm sorry, I woke up and want some cuddles. You don't want to try sweater on me, you just want some kisses. You're nappy before you wake. You're not ready. You're not ready to try a sweater. kissy my biscotti. Say hey, Betty. Say hello, everybody. Joe, good nap. Joe, good nap. Good. Put you back down there. Okay. Got one armhole done. Let's do the other sleeve. It's starting to look like a real little sweater now, isn't it? You got your neck, you got your armholes, okay? Remember, we're crocheting upside down this way, so I'm going to go for our next color here. I think I'm going to go back after I do the solid pink. I'm going to put solid yellow. It's my sweater, my dog sweater. I can do what I want to. So we're going to start here. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to start at the left arm, right here where the arm meets the belly. Put my hook in that stitch right there. And remember, we're going to do a single between the armholes and then double all the way around the back from arm to arm. So pull it through. Don't wrap it around. We'll go in the next stitch. Oops, oops. I missed the hole. Not only do I have arthritis, but I got to wear my reading glasses to crochet. Can't see the hole. Hold on here. Get it down in there. Go into the next hole, grab your yarn, pull it through, wrap around, pull off the two. Next hole, so we'll go all the way around. We're going to do singles from here to the arm, then I'll do double around to the next side, then I'll pick it with single, and then double, and I'll probably do 3 rows with the yellow, and then I'll change colors. So we'll pick back up in a minute. My video is running long here. Thanks for staying with me. Remember now, if your glue was dry and you could do a little fitting on your dog, you should do that because you might have to add a stitch or take a stitch out, depending upon the measurements of your little dog. If he's a little bit chunky or if he's a little bit skinny, whatever it is. If they're chunky, don't wait. The vet told me for 4 years that my Duke was a little bit heavy, and I'm like, yeah, so am I. I was kind of insulted by him calling my dog fat. I wish I had paid more attention, or I wish he had told me if you don't lose weight, you're going to have to give him insulin injections twice a day. This is really creepy, but I'm managing, and I'm making sure all the other dogs are at their ideal weight. So, public service announcement. Okay, now I've made it all the way around. Single in the front, double in the back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse directions and go back around the back again with doubles because I want the back longer. I have a boy dog. It doesn't really make a difference. It's a unisex sweater whether you have a boy or a girl dog. They all got to go potty at some time, and you don't want them peeing on their little sweaters. So I'm going to reverse and do another row of doubles around the back. And then reverse back this way with a row of doubles. And then I'm going to change color because I want to get in some of my other colors. Because with me, the more color the better. If you've looked around the room, I don't know, you can see. That's Martha's paintings. They're all my paintings. I did those paintings. And I also bake biscotti. So if you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, you got a lot of fun things to look at there with Miss Martha. Can teach you to do. Because I don't have a daughter, and my son's not interested. He'll eat the biscotti, but he don't want to try to spend 6 hours in the kitchen trying to bake it. And he likes the artwork, but you know, he's kind of sick of it. He don't want it hung all over his room. But you're going to have to pry it from his hands to try to get some from him, though, because it's his mama's did for him. So good luck with that. If something ever happens to me, getting one of my paintings. I put a lot of emotion into the paintings. Sometimes I'll share with my Facebook friends the meaning behind the paintings, but lots of times it's personal. Okay, so we're going to finish up this double row. Then we're going to come backwards with another double row, and then we're going to change color yarn, which you've seen me change yarn. So we're going to keep going single in the front, double in the back, till I get, let's see, we're about halfway through the sweater. I can tell you right now, we're going to need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more color changes, or 6 more double rows. Hang in there. Thanks for staying with me. I'm going to do black next. Going with this color next. But look, it's starting to shape. Business in the front, party in the back. Let's turn it sideways so you can see. Shorter in the front, longer in the back. Looking like a little sweater. Remember, you should be doing fittings if this is the first one you're making for your dog. So you can make sure you don't want to get all the way through and then it not fit him or be way big on him. If you did your measurements, and I know the video went longer because I did a lot of explaining in the beginning of how to get set up. If you did your measurements right in the first place, it should be okay. Okay, can't wait to try it on, Biscotti. Actually, I'm going to do double yarn on this row because remember, it's December, it's colder now. Okay, let's see how we're looking here. We're almost there, aren't we? Getting there. Could be a little bit longer based on my dog's measurements. Armholes to armholes. Yeah. Another color change. What should I do? I think I want to do my baby blue. I'm going to finish it with a darker color at the bottom. Because that's what's going to get dark when they go to the bathroom. In case he drags to the dirt. Sits in the dirt. Plays in the dirt. Which is what chihuahuas do. If you've got chihuahuas, you know they do that. Alright, we'll pick back up in a minute. I'm going to finish it with this. Here you go. You helped me make this by keeping me company. I hope that you'll watch and rewatch and pause and rewind and make your own based on your dog's size and body dimensions. I wish I had a pattern. I make the videos because I don't know how to type out a pattern for you. Let's get to the best part though. Let's put it on Biscotti. Be right back. How to put a dog sweater on a dog. Obviously, gotta go hello here. Go hello here. He's sleepy. Wait, let's go this way. He's sleepy. Don't fall off the table. People watching. Watch his little ears. He's sleepy. He's the mama sleepy boy. Yeah. So I gotta put an armhole through. Can you see? Gotta make sure you don't get his little doo-haw hung up when you put the arm or his little foot through. Then turn around, put his other little foot through. Make sure you don't get the little dew claw or the toenails hung up. Putting his little foot through. Right that way. Here we go. Just like dressing a Barbie doll. Hey, darling. Yeah. It's got pretty with my new sweater. Turn around so they can see how pretty you look. Give Mama Kira. How beautiful. Thank you for watching. Oh, did my glasses hit you in the eye? I'm sorry. We're going to do my boogies. They're pretty. Thanks for watching. Liking and subscribing. You too can make a crochet a dog sweater even if you don't know how to crochet. I just showed you how.